What is up, and welcome to another episode of The Hot Corner. My name is Chris. I am one of your hosts, and Tugboat will be with us just right now. But what I wanted to let you guys know is that we're using a new type of streaming service, which is called StreamYard, as you guys can probably see at the top corner. But we're excited to get this going. I got to give a shout out to Andy from Profile Pod. He showed me this, and pretty much he showed me the ins and outs of this, and then or a little bit of it, and then I got to working and messing with it. So for the most part, we're probably going to be using this moving forward and not using the Zoom, which is going to be cool because then we're going to get to go live with you guys more often. We're going to get to see interactions of you while we're doing the show, so that'll be cool. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Tugboat into the show. What's up, Tugboat?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm excited. Like I told you, I'm excited about using this new streaming. It's called StreamYard.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to use it.
It looks pretty legit, man. At least from what I've seen the past like 5 minutes. So seems like we can do some good stuff with this.
Yeah, and not only that, what's going to be cool is that before we were kind of strapped to 1 hour. Now we can, if we go past 1 hour, it's fine. If we want to, go longer, it's cool, because on Instagram or on IGTV, the max was
1 hour,
59 minutes, which is an hour. So now we can go pretty much as long as we want. And it kind of goes back to when we were doing the Hot Corner at WPMD.
I was just about to say that. We had like 3 hour episodes. Do you remember that?
Dude, we were working our way, because I remember when we first started, it was like an hour. Or actually, when we first started,
it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, because of our class, to get extra credit, it was the 30 minutes, which I've told that story probably, I don't know, a whole bunch of times on other people's podcasts when they ask. So I was like, oh, yeah, it was because Tugboat and I was fucking failing the class and I needed those extra credit points. So, but yeah, so it started with 30, then it worked our way to an hour, and then we got a little ballsy and we were like, all right, we could do 2 hours.
And then we wanted to go live.
Oh, yeah. I remember we were trying to figure out, like, how do we do this? How do we do that? And then I remember Casey was like, all right, settle down, relax. But yeah, so
good times.
So yeah, with the YouTube page, we're gonna have 2 podcasts on there. Obviously, we'll have the Kickback, and then we'll have this one, the Hot Corner with Tugboat. So this one is all about sports. So this is gonna be fun. I want to kind of just jump right into it. I want to get to talking about the last night's game. Well, as my dog's barking, the Jazz and Nuggets. Did you watch the game?
Did I watch the game? Yeah, I watched the game. Wow. I was stressed out, to say the least, watching this game. I was pulling for the Nuggets the entire time. When they were down 3-1, I was pulling for them. And Jamal Murray put on an absolute show to get them to Game 7. And as expected, at least the way I expected it, I expected Jamal Murray to kind of slow down a little bit in Game 7. I hammered his under points at 32.5. Fucking hammered it. And it hit. Like, easily.
That's crazy.
Easily. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, such a good game, man. I mean, Utah, they stood in there, they fought. And, I mean, it was just the Jokic show, man. That guy dominated the paint. He was shooting from outside. His mid-range shot was there. I mean, he had everything going for him. And, I mean, Utah played great defense. But, bro, can we talk about this last play for a second? So Mike Conley turns over. Was it Conley or was it Mitchell who turned it over?
No, it was Mitchell. Mitchell had the ball. He drove the lane.
Mitchell turns it over. So the Nuggets get the ball with 9 seconds left.
Not just Jamal Murray gets the ball.
With 9 seconds left.
Yes.
Why are you trying to score? There's no shot clock. Hold the ball. They have a foul to give, so they're probably going to foul you. So they foul you, and then you inbound the ball again. You hold the ball again, get fouled. You go shoot your free throws, and you end the game.
Exactly. But that's not what happened.
This could have ended very ugly for the Denver Nuggets.
Dude,
So
as soon as they
if you
push the
didn't see
ball,
the game,
as soon as they push the ball, I was like, I hope they fuck this up.
so if you didn't see the game, 9 seconds left. Murray picks up the ball, drives down the court, passes it to Craig. Craig goes up for the layup, misses it. So Gobert gets the rebound with like 5 seconds left, passes it up court to Conley. Conley with like 2 seconds left, shoots up a three, and it was a good look. I mean, he was open. I mean, Murray was kind of just there, but not on him, not in his face, and puts up the three. It rims out, and the Nuggets move on. But that could have been really bad for the Denver Nuggets.
But see, that shows the youth and that. Not, I don't want to say like that. Not having that veteran presence, but it just shows the inexperience that they have in the playoffs. Yes, they've been in the playoffs before in years prior, but no matter who you are, whether you're a high school kid, whether you're a college kid, whether you're a professional NBA player, the moment can get so intense that you forget the right play, where you forget what you're supposed to do. And especially Jamal Murray, the leader of the team, the point guard, the guy who's going to have the ball the most of the time, he should know if I get the ball right here, we're dribbling it out. We're running the clock out. We get fouled, and we go to the free throw line, and we shoot free throws, and hopefully we make one. And if we make at least one, at least we know we're going in overtime. If we make both, game's over.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw them pushing the ball up, I knew, oh no, like trouble's coming. So luckily it didn't bite him in the ass, but I kind of wish that Mike Conley shot would have went in. Just the reaction alone of like him knocking it down, and then his teammate jumping all over him, like the whole thing would have been crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That would have hurt. If that shot doesn't, if that shot goes in,
Jamal Murray even said, he's like, that would have been a heartbreaker. Like it would have stung.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw Donovan Mitchell at the end of the game on the floor, kind of just like,
fuck,
shit, like this just happened. But I feel like it wasn't as bad for Utah as it could have been for Denver.
Exactly, but.
Like Utah lost because of their own turnover. Like they fucked up. Yeah, they turned it over. But Denver, if they would have lost, they would have been like, all right, we got their turnover, and then we went and turned it over ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's 10 times worse.
No, well, they did too. Yeah, they did too. They pushed the ball up the court, which you shouldn't do. Just dribble the clock out. Not only that, then they go for the shot. That's 2 mistakes. And then they missed the shot. It's like shit, man. I don't know if you saw like the sidelines, you could tell like the sidelines knew like fucking stop. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And literally at the moment the Jazz got the ball, everyone just froze. Like the sidelines were just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like this is actually happening.
Shot it, you just like
it looked good.
It's kind of like the Kawhi one last year against the Sixers, where you put it up and everyone's just like watching and it's just like bouncing around, and then
boom, that was crazier just because there was a crowd, because everyone was just like, like it was insane. But I don't know, that would have been probably one of the biggest, up there with Luka's shot, just moments of the bubble. Like that would have just been
definitely.
So I want to jump to the Heat game against the Bucks. So
game 2 going on.
Game 2 is going on right now. But game 1, I had a feeling that the Heat were going to win, and I kind of told you when we were texting before the game, there's just so much to worry about with the Heat. A lot of people think, oh, it's Jimmy Butler and that's it. No, you have a collection of guys that can get hot. Like I mentioned Duncan Robinson when we were texting, dude didn't even go off yet. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine, I'm not watching the game right now, but I can only imagine if he goes off tonight, they're going to go up 2-0.
Yeah. Not
what
only that, but Hero, Adebayo.
Dragic?
I mean, Jay Crowder. I mean, there's the Heat. They got some dudes, man. They got some dudes, and the Bucks. I'm gonna vent a little bit here because I was texting this to you, and I was really upset about it. Like, best player in the world, Giannis, really?
Not so much, not so fast now.
Like, what what he put out there on was it Monday night?
Yeah.
That's not what the best player in the world does. Okay. The best player in the world doesn't go 4 of 12 from the free throw line, first of all.
And air balls.
4 of 12 with air balls.
What did you say? What was the over on it? 7?
7. No, 6.5.
Oh, so you needed 7.
Yeah. But he got shot 12 and he made 4. He made his first 2. He made his first 2.
And you're like, okay.
His third time to the line, he made 1. I'm like, all right. Fourth time to the line, he made 1, and then he missed every single one after that. Like,
insane.
He shot 56% from the free throw line, where he shot like 30% from the 56% from the 3-point, and 36% from the fucking free throw line. What? Like, this shit's backwards.
Exactly.
And then they still have a chance to win, and he turns the ball over like a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
I'm watching this game and I'm like, Giannis.
The fucking hands the size of like 2 of them.
Okay, so obviously you've seen LeBron play. When LeBron drives the lane, guys get the fuck out of the way.
Not only that.
Fuck that. I'm not getting run over by this.
Not only that, he protects the ball like a running back. You see him, he has both hands on it. And the moment he jumps up, that's when that hand comes out. And that's exactly how you teach someone to do a layup. If you're going to drive hard, the one thing people are going to do is go after that ball.
Hold the ball, yeah.
And you got to grip it. And especially with his fucking mitts, he should be able to palm that thing.
You see Giannis drive the lane and nobody moves because they know he's probably going to dribble out or he's going to dish it out to someone else. It's like, bro, finish. You're the biggest guy. You're the biggest guy on the court. Go.
Not just nobody moves, more guys get in the paint.
Yeah.
They create the Giannis wall that everyone talks about, that the Raptors did when they beat him last year, where it's just the moment he drives the lane, we're gonna put 4 guys in the paint, and there's not gonna be any way that he can make it. And especially now with him not making his free throws, come on in, buddy. Yeah. Come on in. We're gonna fucking foul you. We're gonna put you on the line, and now you're gonna get 14 points in a whole game or something like that. Yep. And then not only that, I don't know if you noticed the post game, and it bothered me a lot to the point where, before this game,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Before this game, I was a Giannis fan. I was like, you know what? I like his game. There's little things that people do or people say that I'm like, all right, I don't like you. Like you said something, you did something that's like, I can't deal with that. So a reporter asked him, at any point of the game, did you ever think about, switching over and guarding Jimmy Butler, who dropped 40 points, career high in the playoffs? This guy was on fire. 3-pointers, driving the lane, mid-range, giving guys dropping assists, doing everything. Great question, right? Hey, did you ever think, and especially a couple days prior, this guy is handed the award of Defensive Player of the Year. And this reporter thinks,
which I disagree with, by the way. I think Anthony Davis should have gotten that award.
Yeah, but either which way, he's the Defensive Player of the Year. And this reporter comes up with a good question. Did you ever think of covering Jimmy Butler? And what does this guy say? Hey, great. No.
Why would you ask that?
Why would you ask that? Why would you ask? I don't know, man. Maybe because of that fucking big ass trophy that they gave you the other night that says Defensive Player of the Year. Like,
oh my gosh.
How can you be offended? How could you be offended by the best question I have ever heard a reporter ask? Like because you've seen post games where the questions are like, how did you feel? What did you think? Or great question. Did you ever think about switching over Defensive Player of the Year and covering the guy who's on fire. Most teams would say, let's get our best defender, not just the best defender in the whole NBA to cover this guy. So I don't know. I'm not watching the game right now, but I'm hoping that at least a couple possessions cover the guy.
Oh man,
who gets offended by that?
Yeah, that was brutal. Oh, you mentioned the Raptors. Are the defending champs in trouble?
No, not yet. Just because career-wise and collectively, they've always had a bad game one. Go back to all the playoffs.
So they had a bad game one and game two.
Yeah, go back to this playoffs and go back to the last playoffs. Their game ones were always kind of rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because Nick Nurse is a guy. Nick Nurse is a coach that he's a reaction type of coach where he needs to see what you're coming at him with, and then he's going to rebuttal with one of the best game plans ever. Mm-hmm. Whereas Brad Stevens is going to get out in front of you and out game plan you from the jump. So for these two coaches going head to head, it's really interesting because you look at Brad Stevens, he comes from that college aspect where it's, hey, this fucking game, we need to win or else we're out. So his game ones are always solid. Whereas Nick Nurse is brought up, with the NBA where it's like game sevens. We know we have some wiggle room to get to. Now we see what we're dealing with and all that. So I can see why the Raptors have struggled with game ones. Mm-hmm. Game two, on the other hand, and if you kind of look at the Raptors game one, reminded me a lot of the Lakers game one against the Blazers, where it was just they can't hit any shots. If they were to hit half of the shots that they were missing, if Van Fleet was hitting some of the shots that he was taking, wide open shots, if he was knocking some of those down, ball game, they would have won.
Kyle Lowry didn't make a three.
Kyle Lowry didn't make a three. I mean, Van Fleet was like 0 for 5 in the 3-point line before he made his first shot or something like that. They were just cold.
So Toronto's guards were 3 of 18 from the 3-point line in game two. I mean, Toronto being a team with very small guards, you rely on their offensive production. You rely on their perimeter game. And for that not to be there, it's going to be tough to win ball games.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Being down 2-0 with a hot Celtics team, we'll see.
Well, it's going to be – I'm interested in just in the fact that this team is just – they're not built different, but they're built to just endure that 0-2 where it's like, hey, we have that championship mentality. They have the championship experience. They've been in situations before where, they might be struggling a little bit. So I could see them making a swing. I could see them swinging and winning 2 games and it being 2-2.
2-2.
But
okay.
You look at what the Lakers did. They won their series. They're waiting on the Thunder and the Rockets. Did you watch the Rockets and Thunder game? The game 6?
Yes, and I was extremely upset.
You know what? Me too, dude.
I was too. At Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
3 times.
He was just turning over. He was a turnover machine.
All right, so check this out. Again, it has to do with bets, but okay, so I had the first quarter, Rockets -2. They're up by 1.
Okay.
And there's like 13 seconds left. All they need is a bucket to cover. They need a bucket to cover. And Westbrook's taking it down the court. I'm all right, cool. He's going to, do something. He's dish it out or he's going to drive and take it. Drives and just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah.
It wasn't even remotely close.
Yeah, like you saw Covington and he was like,
Covington was there. He's like, and it was just like, oh.
And there goes your parlay.
There goes my bet. It was a single bet. But,
a single bet.
So frustrating. And then in the fourth quarter to go into overtime. I'm like, all right, I need this over to hit. This over is about to hit if they go into overtime. The Rockets are down by 2. Westbrook has the ball. And even the reporters are like, this ball should be in no one else's hands but James Harden. Why is the ball not in James Harden's hand? Why?
I agree.
And they give it to Westbrook, and again, a bad pass, out of bounds, game's over.
And
it's like, bro. And then fucking Chris. Oh, I cannot stand Chris Paul.
He was on fire though.
Bro, he just cries about everything.
Yes, he
does. They say Luka cries. No, this dude cries so much.
Yes, I agree.
So much, bro.
I don't know if you noticed on the game in game one. I think I mentioned it where it's like he does one move, and if someone gets out of the way, he's already flopping. He's already like, oh. So if you get out of the way, it's like, oh shit, like you caught me. So there's been a few times where guys really run up close to him to cover him, and he fucking falls. Or it's like, whoa, you're just flopping. And then to top it off, but even though he was complaining and everything, he was on fire, dude.
Yeah, he was.
He was clutch city. He was just those threes right at the wing, right there. He hit 2 of them back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw, the little slap on the ass to Covington, like saying, "Yeah, bitch, I got you." Man, it was a great game. This game 7, dude, the Rockets are gonna win. The only reason why the Thunder won is because the Rockets gave them the game. 21 turnovers.
Yeah.
Even Mike D'Antoni says we pride ourselves to get less than 10 turnovers a game. They fucking doubled that number. They got 21. And without a doubt, if they're ever in that situation again, James Harden's going to have that ball from the get-go. Because I understand, like, Russell Westbrook is he's like a Mack truck, dude. He'll drive the lane, but he has that ability to make those awkward, weird passes for a wide open 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's what they were trying to do is, get him in that situation where you get James Harden off the screen, Russell Westbrook drives in, defense collapses, you kick it out, fucking game over, you win the game, James Harden 3. But, people weren't expecting, slippery hands of Russell Westbrook to just chuck it into the sideline. So game 7, without a doubt, I don't want to say without a doubt, because Chris Paul, he's a bad guy. He's a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Rockets are definitely are winning this game 7.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. I mean, Harden needs to just take over this game tonight. And again, I feel like this is a good thing for the Lakers, but it could turn around and bite them in the ass. But I thought about it. I'm like, all right, Lakers are more of they have an older roster.
Take the rest. So
I feel like this rest could benefit them.
Not just that. Fucking find Danny Green's shot. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had it the last 2 games. It was there.
Like fucking, he nailed 1 and then missed 2 and then made like oh shit.
Not only that, but you get Rondo healthy. Rondo's practicing, so he'll come back.
Hey, playoff Rondo is a real thing.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see playoff Rondo with playoff LeBron, which is going to be insane. This is the one thing that I've been waiting for. I don't give a fuck.
They're going to tear up Pandemic P.
I don't give a fuck about Rondo in the regular season. If you look at Rondo's numbers in the playoffs, insane.
Yeah.
His shooting goes up for some reason. His assists go up. His defense goes up. And especially now where he's been like chomping at the bit to get out there, I can't wait. I feel like he's going to get like fucking 5 steals, 15 assists. He's going to go off. It's going to be crazy. But and I was having this conversation with Jesse the other day where he was like, "Oh man, no matter who the Lakers play, like they're going to beat him. They're going to beat him." And I was like, not so fast, Jesse. Like, if the Rockets win, when the Rockets are hot, nobody can beat them. When the Rockets are hitting their threes, no amount of LeBron or AD can outmatch it. Because when they're hitting threes, in a matter of 2 minutes, you're down by like 20 points. In a matter of 3 minutes, you're down by 30 points, which has happened before. So for the Lakers in this first series where they were struggling to hit shots, and everyone was like, oh my God, the Lakers were putting up 150 points or whatever. And yeah, against the Trailblazers who play no defense.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the Rockets who are playing the best defense in the playoffs right now. The Lakers are going to struggle. And people are gonna come and be like, why are they struggling? Why are this? Because the Rockets make threes, and the simple fact is 3 is more than 2. And they're gonna outscore you shooting the 3 than you scoring a 2. So I'm worried with the Rockets. I don't want to see, the Rockets get really hot against the Lakers. I hope that their defense steps up. Danny Green steps up. Rondo comes back. He steps up to stop Westbrook, stop Harden. But only time will tell. So I'm hoping that the Rockets struggle a little bit still, but it should be an interesting series.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to talk about some football real quick because it's right around the corner. It's almost here.
It is 1 week. A week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow. Opening night in Kansas City with 16,000 fans.
They're doing it, right? That's what I wanted to talk about. They're really getting the fans in there.
16,000 fans.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about a lot of these teams? And some teams are choosing not to have fans.
Yeah.
But some of these teams are really saying, you know what? We're sticking with the guidelines. We're sticking with social distancing. We could have fans
social distance.
Yeah, and social distance at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So are you a fan of that? I know you're a season ticket holder.
Absolutely.
So you're for it. But what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Fans, football, obviously that makes everything, but the fans are what keeps it exciting, man. Like for the players, it's like, all right, yeah, cool. Like you're playing the game, obviously, you want to win, you're doing all this stuff. But on the defense, like for example, on the defensive side of the ball, it's third down and you need a sack or you need a big stop or you need a sack to get them out of field goal range. And you're lined up as a D end and you hear that crowd just you hear that the offense, the quarterback trying to get his play in, you're trying to make some adjustments at the line and he can't because it's so damn loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fucking boom, break through, you get in there, you sack his ass, crowd goes wild. That's what you fucking like. That's what you live for. Like that's what it is. That's what makes the game for you as a defense, as a defensive player.
Yeah.
So without that, like obviously, yeah, you have no choice because you're getting paid and you want to win. You're gonna have to do that. But it's not gonna be the same as hearing the fucking crowd just cheer for you, break up the offense's momentum so they can't hear you, so they can't hear their plays. I think it's good. It's good for football to have fans. And it's also like a step towards normality where it's like, hey, maybe we are going back to normal again. Maybe we are, allow some fans here, some fans there, and, go on from there. If the shit doesn't spike, then maybe we're doing a good job. The NFL has done a great job with the COVID testing. They had 4 players test positive. 4 out of, I don't know how many.
And then they had that scary scare with the 70 positive tests.
Yeah.
Which were false.
Yeah, false positives. I think it's a good thing. The fans, great. Chargers, they said no fans till at least their 6th home game.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe after that, our 6th home game is against the Raiders. Maybe.
God. Oh, God.
That'll be 30,000, 28,000, 29,998 Raider fans there, and 2 Charger fans.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Um, I'm kind of curious to see how these players react with no fans, because there's going to be some stadiums that have no fans, and you think about football players, their whole life they've been playing in front of a crowd.
Mhm.
You go all the way back to high school, Friday Night Lights, the whole school's there.
Mhm.
Everybody's there. The bleachers are packed. You know, the other team's bleachers, you know, kids come from the other school, it's packed, and it's high school football is just as exciting. And then you go to college, it's even bigger. You go to the NFL, it's even bigger. So for them to finally experience a situation where no one's watching them, you know, because baseball, dude, trust me, when we played baseball, there was fucking our parents and that's it. Maybe a girlfriend or two here and there.
Yeah.
For
Well,
basketball,
not our year, because everyone on our fucking team had a girlfriend. Our year.
yeah, exactly. So and look, hey, straight, hey, look, just to credit you and Andrea, you're the only one. You're the only one that's still holding strong. All the other girlfriends are long gone.
But we had nine guys with nine seniors, and every single one of them had a fucking girlfriend.
But only one relationship has survived. Tugboat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or you're just hard to get rid of. I don't know. But like I was saying, basketball players, baseball players are used to like going back in that memory bank and thinking, yeah, I remember a time where I played and there was nobody watching. So it'll be normal for baseball players to play with an empty stadium. It's normal for basketball players to play in, you know, an empty arena where it's just maybe a family member or two, where they're constantly playing 3 games a weekend and in a gym, and that's it.
Yeah.
For football, not so much. Since they were kids, they were always having fans. They were always having a crowd. They were always having some type of audience to play in front of. And now for some of these guys to not experience that at all, I wonder if it's really going to throw them off so much to the point where it hinders their performance. I want to say it won't, because they're professional athletes, but you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to affect some players? I know the kickers are loving it.
Oh,
because
yeah,
now
sure
whether they miss or they don't have to deal with
are
it.
you? Because, I mean, if a kicker, now if you're a kicker and there's nobody in the stand, now it's just you and your thoughts. That could be a million times worse than you and 80,000 people screaming.
Where you can hear the sideline, come on, man, you got this. Let's go.
Or now it's just you. It's like, all right, this is to send my team to the playoffs. If I miss it, I'm going to lose my job. And you're looking up at that goalpost, and it's so thin. And then
you see thinner and thinner.
You see the flags on the top just waving
like crazy.
You see the team in front of you trying to block the kick, and you're just like,
and the ref blows that whistle. Boop, there you go.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. Again, like you said, they're professional athletes. This is it.
The holder looking back at you like, all right, you ready, man? Like, oh.
But then again, you're in practice and you're kicking field goals by yourself.
And in practice, that's where you see fucking like 70-yard field goals, or I don't know what's craziness.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I think we're gonna see some crazy field goal kicks.
Definitely.
So another thing I wanted to get your opinion on and get your thoughts on, because this is something that hasn't really been done before, and if it hasn't been brought to light like this, and it's probably because of what team it is, which is the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy's idea of not having anyone wear a jersey with a number on it. I don't know if you noticed that. Did you notice that at all? Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad I get to break this to you. So, the Cowboys have been super known for having all their practices filmed. The TV people are there. You got the news there. You got all these ESPN. They have live practices. They post them on, YouTube. They post them on their channel, whatever. So everyone is always familiar with the Cowboys having their practices filmed and everything like that. Jerry Jones even built a freaking practice facility where you can rent an office building and watch them play. So I'm pretty sure other teams have watched them play. So what Mike McCarthy did is like, if we're gonna have all these eyeballs watching us, and we're gonna have all these teams scouting us because Jerry loves to show the fucking world everything we do. What he decided to do is, okay, if you're gonna steal one of our players to put on their roster, your ass is gonna have to work and find that player because everyone on the field is wearing a practice jersey with no number. So if you're another team and you're trying to fill out your roster and try to steal a guy from the Cowboys who are trying to hide them and put them in their practice squad, you're another team like, who the fuck is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Who is he? It could be fucking CeeDee Lamb and you don't even know. But it could be some Joe Schmo that they're trying to, stash away just in case.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what are your thoughts on Mike McCarthy switching things up and trying to hide some stuff that the Cowboys are doing compared to years past where everything is out there in the open?
I like that. That's probably the smartest thing I've ever heard of. Like, damn, that's pretty good.
But see, what I also heard is that a drawback to that is that for the Cowboy coaches and the Cowboy staff, when they're going over their film,
it's kind of hard to tell who the fuck.
It's like, who the fuck was that guy? Who dropped that pass? I don't know who dropped the pass. Like, everyone just kind of blends in. Everyone's wearing pads. So I think it's a good idea, especially because when it comes to scouting, the biggest thing is for any team, the biggest thing is to try and keep everything under wraps. But for the Cowboys, that's hard to do because Jerry just loves to show the world, oh, this guy scratched his ass. Look, he scratched his ass. So now Mike McCarthy, he's going in a situation where Jerry Jones is usually in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike McCarthy was in a situation in Green Bay where there's no owner, fucking hovering over him. The GM really doesn't have any power, really. A lot of the power goes to the coach. So he was used to running things his way, media close it down here, media can't come here. So now he's coming in a situation where everyone wants to know what the fuck's going on with the Cowboys at all times. Mm-hmm. So now he's hiding those things. And I think it's smart. I think it's so smart because you're going to be in a situation where now teams have to work a little extra harder to figure out their scouting report on you.
Excuse me. That's talk about gamesmanship. That's gamesmanship at its finest right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's probably one of the smartest things to do. So we'll probably talk about football later on in the future, probably in the upcoming weeks or so. But so far with baseball, now teams are kind of coming into shape where it's like, all right, now we know who are the top dogs, who are the guys that really slacked off, my fucking Red Sox, who are, the teams that might be making a push, surprisingly, San Diego. What have you seen so far since the last time we talked about baseball? Are there any teams that have surprised you? Are there any teams that are, still maybe on the verge that you think might, just find another gear and take over?
Teams that have surprised me. Miami Marlins.
Dude, every starting pitcher, every time I look at every starting pitcher, it's like 2.1 ERA, a fucking 1 point something ERA. Like, their starting pitching has impressed me a lot.
Not only that, they fucking score. Like, they'll be down 2-0, and 5 innings later, it's fucking 5-1, 5-2. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm. Especially
damn, dude.
How they got off to a rocky start.
Yeah, with the whole COVID, and they're playing so many games. They have 1 day off the rest of the month of September, and they're playing like 5 doubleheaders in between those days.
Insane.
They have 1 day off in September with 5 doubleheaders scheduled.
What do you do on that day off?
Who knows, man?
Imagine the coach is like, hey, we're practicing.
But god damn, bro, the fucking Marlins, they're just like, they don't go away.
Yeah, they're the stubborn team.
They're there, and then another team that surprised me the opposite way, a team that fell off, the Colorado Rockies. They shot out the gate like a fucking just blowing everyone out. They were 12-3 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went 2-14 out of their last 16 games, and now they find themselves like 16-16. I want to say, or something like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, shit. I mean, they were doing so good that so when they were 12-3 after like the first month or about full first month, because they started in July and then halfway in August,
Mm-hmm.
and they had like 2 weeks left before they played the Dodgers. And that was obviously the big series everyone was looking forward to, because the Rockies, were like 4 games up on the Dodgers at the time, because they were just not losing.
Yeah.
And then every time the Dodgers would lose, the Rockies would win, so they'd gain a game. Or if the Dodgers would win, they'd stay even. But that was the big series that everyone was looking forward to. And then you get to that series, and it's like, all right, the Rockies aren't who we thought they were anymore.
Yeah.
They're 3 games out of first place. San Diego's in second now, so this series means nothing. So the Rockies come into Dodger Stadium like, all right, fuck it, like, and then they get swept.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I mean, I don't know if you saw last night, they lost 23-5.
Yeah, I fucking saw.
23-5 to the
Hell
Giants.
yeah, I saw.
It's
It was
just like,
insane.
I'm watching this and I'm just like, it's hard to watch, dude. It's like the Rockies, what? Like, their roster's not bad, bro.
It's the
I mean,
pitching, man. I told you.
But how hard is it to pitch in Colorado?
Apparently, really hard.
I mean, you got Nolan, you have Story, you have Charlie Blackmon, you have Matt Kemp, who's actually been doing pretty well this year.
Yes, he has.
I mean, Daniel Murphy. I mean, you got guys that can hit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, the pitching, I guess, man, it's just. But how do opposing pitchers come into Colorado and pitch well? And the Rockies pitchers, who fucking pitch in that stadium for a living, do not pitch well.
No, I'm not talking about like where they play. I'm talking about just the pitchers just in general. Like, they don't have any good pitchers. And you look at all the guys who have had success in Colorado, they leave, and where are they? Name one fucking ace that came out of Colorado who's just lighting it up and killing it.
Ubaldo Jimenez. That's the only guy that comes to the top of my head.
And look what happened. He went to Baltimore and
had one good year. No, he had one good year.
Okay, one good year with when Adam Jones was there, and they had that whole crew.
Chris Davis, yeah, Machado,
Markakis. They were killing it that one year. After that, it was done. He was bouncing around. So just the level of talent, they have an eye for getting bats. You look at guys that leave or the guys that have been, Todd Helton is a great example, one of the best freaking Rocky hitters ever. You look at Arenado now, LeMahieu, who goes to New York and killing it there. Their talent is finding hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Blackmon now, Story, like all the guys you just mentioned.
Yeah, they
need to find some better scouts to find some better fucking pitchers.
Yeah,
it's just that simple. It's and that's what I get to, where it's like people are like, oh man, the Rockies are this or that. I've talked to Jesse before. It's like, oh man, the Rockies look legit. Like, Jesse, it's the fucking Rockies. They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
It feels like every year we have the same conversation.
And what my answer is always the same. Give it time. Give it time. It's the Rockies. And you guys seem to like, oh no, they're like really good. Their fucking bats are really good, but those arms aren't. So you just they just really have to take a hard look in the mirror. And the shitty part is that there's no pitcher that's going to want to go to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pitcher in their right mind that's going to say, yeah, let me just fucking go to Colorado and my home run numbers just skyrocket through the roof. And then my next contract, no one's going to want to pay. Yeah, not going to happen. So they need to invest in finding those good pitchers and bringing them up.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think San Diego has surprised me a little bit because
They really do?
Me
for me,
me personally, because I honestly thought they were gonna be in the Rockies' boat with pitching, but right now their pitchers are really doing well. Was it Lamet?
Lamet's
Doing well.
So he's their best pitcher.
He's killing it right now.
Everyone thought Paddock was going to be the guy. Chris Paddock, the sheriff, he's going to be their guy. He's like 2-2 with like a 5-something ERA.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Not doing well. But Dinelson Lamet is Dinelson, I think.
Yeah,
bro,
fucking throwing BBs.
He's their dude. Poof. Yeah, he's their dude. He's going tonight too against the Angels. Hammer him.
And that's what you need. You need a guy who's gonna like, hey, you know what? On my off night, I'm gonna give up like 3 runs. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you got, I think it's Garrett Richards, right?
Garrett Richards kind of revitalized his career.
And
he's
not
known
even
to be injury prone.
But that's the problem. Like with Garrett Richards, whenever he's healthy, he's a good pitcher. And right now he's healthy. And hopefully he stays healthy the rest of the season, because I want to see a full, well, this is not really a full season, but I want to see him, get to the playoffs at least.
Yeah.
So with the San Diego Padres, that's what surprised me, is that their pitching is holding up still. They didn't die off.
Yeah. So clearly they also won the deadline. They made like fucking 20 trades.
They're the only team that was making moves, so of course they won.
The 2 big trades that they made, they went out and they got Trevor Rosenthal from the Kansas City Royals, who in my opinion is he's a head case.
But he gets outs.
He does. When he's not in his head.
Yes.
So, I mean, the Padres bullpen has been struggling. And then they lost their closer, Kirby Yates. He's on IL. So now with him, he kind of steps in and maybe gives Yates some competition for that closer role. Or, I mean, hey, and if he doesn't, you got yourself a setup guy. So, I mean, that works out there. And then Pomeranz went down. Pomeranz is on the DL or IL. So, I mean, again, it helps their bullpen. And then they go out and they get Mike Clevenger. And this is the guy that the Padres have needed for the past fucking 20 years. They haven't had an ace since Jake Peavy.
Yeah.
Jake Peavy was the last Padre ace. Now, this guy, Clevenger, is now their number 1 pitcher. He flat out. He's better than Lamet. Lamet's good.
To compliment Lamet, though. Yes. So now you got a 1-2 punch where it's like, hey, if we're in the playoffs, my 1-2 punch matches just as good as yours.
Not only that, but I mean, again, everyone expected Paddock, and he's off to a rocky start. Now, if he turns it around and he gets going, then you got 3 starters.
Then you got Garrett Richards, who's a solid 4.
In a 7-game series. I mean, look out.
Hey,
besides the Dodgers.
You're forgetting about my boy, Mitch Moreland. He's hitting over 320 right now.
Yeah.
Hitting bombs. He's as clutch as can be. Has been in the playoffs. Has won a World Series. Now you look at that.
His way to a World Series.
Allegedly.
He had a big bomb, though. He had a big fucking bomb off of Ryan Madson. So I will never forget that.
Hell yeah, he did. You look at this lineup, and you got Mitch, Hosmer,
Machado,
Myers, Tatis. You got a
Cronenworth. Cronenworth has been tearing it up.
You got a lineup.
Fucking their center fielder pisses me off. What's his name? Grisham.
Yes.
That's like, God, yeah.
He's sneaky clutch at times. Like
they're good. I mean, they're good.
They're like the poor. You know what they are? They're the poor man's Dodgers. That's what they are.
Not even that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Do you guys have? It's some resemblance. Just instead of bringing up guys, they pretty much bought other guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how the playoffs turn out, or how the season turns out.
If the playoffs started today, the 8 seed would be the Giants,
which is
the 1 seed. The 1 seed would be the Dodgers. So you're telling me that in the first round of the fucking playoffs, we have a 3-game series. Remember, the first round is a 3-game series.
Yeah.
3-game series against our fucking division rival, the team that probably knows us the best, and the team that fucking just anytime the Giants, they always find a way to beat us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's our kryptonite.
Which is so crazy, though.
Not only that, but I mean, they've won 3 championships in the past 10 years. Whereas
Yeah.
the Dodgers, they've been so close.
They've been to 2. They've been to 2.
And just
Yeah.
that is just a little bit scary.
I think it'd be, especially with 3 games, it's like we can't fuck up, man.
Exactly. I mean, again, it's the playoffs. I mean, okay, so let's say game 1, Kershaw Cueto.
I don't know, man.
That can go either way.
Weird
That
ass
can go
fucking
either way.
delivery.
So let's say you lose game 1. All right, then you got Bueller game 2. Bam, you're back 1-1.
Are you
Rubber band.
though? Bueller's not fucking impressing me that much right now.
Bro, his last start was good. He's throwing again tonight. He'll be all right.
I'm still counting him in. I still have faith in Bueller.
So then you have your third game, and you don't know who the fuck your third starter is. Is it Dustin May? Is it Julio Urias? Is it Tony Gonsolin? You don't know. Is David Price gonna fucking come back and get reinstated? Because that's
My
somehow
ass,
a topic of discussion.
All of a sudden, David Price wants to come.
Yeah,
back.
no shit. Oh,
I knew that was gonna happen. Guys like, oh shit, we're in the battle. But
if you're David Price, you know this team's going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but you don't want to deal with the fucking 60 games and 60 something. Even though he's a pitcher, he's not gonna be playing every fucking day.
Yeah,
I don't know what his deal was. Who knows?
But yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
Definitely, man. Definitely interesting.
So
we got a month left, man. One month left.
And this is where it gets real because a lot of teams are playing multiple games each and every single day. So I think the best way to probably wrap this show up is to get to something that we kind of fell off of, but hopefully now we're going to make this a reoccurring thing, especially with football coming back. Definitely. We got
I still have our record from last year,
which was not good.
Both of our record was shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they were both.
I think you were beating me, but yeah. So we got our Tugs bets for this episode, which is going to be reoccurring. And then once the football season gets going, I'll probably throw my bets in there too. But for right now, we're going to go Tugs bets for this weekend.
Yes. So weekend. So gives you guys enough time to take a look at them and see what you think. I mean, let me know if you like them. So my first one, Kentucky Derby, biggest horse race. I mean, everybody knows, like, if you don't follow horse racing, but you know the Kentucky Derby. Like,
what do they call it? The granddaddy of them all?
No, it's the Rose Bowl.
Oh, that's right.
But anyways,
I was thinking the wrong thing.
Kentucky Derby. So obviously, with the Kentucky Derby, we have a chance at a Triple Crown because the first one, the Belmont Stakes, and then the Kentucky Derby is the second leg, and then the third, the Preakness. So clearly, I mean, you would think whoever won the Belmont would be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the case. So we haven't had a Triple Crown winner in, I want to say, 5 or 6 years. Last one was California Chrome, of course, California.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so my first pick, the heavy favorite, Tiz the Law. He's at 3-5 to win the Kentucky Derby. I mean, the payout might not be pretty, it might not be what you want it, but it's a winner, at least in my opinion. I think he's gonna so Manny Franco, he's the youngest jockey in this race. He's 25 years old. He's from Puerto Rico, so that might throw a little bit of sugar, some sweetness in there for you. Might want to throw that there. And he won the Belmont, so he's going for the second leg of the Triple Crown. So Tiz the Law to win the Kentucky Derby.
I like it.
And of course, with a favorite, you got to throw in a long shot too, just in case, because we always have those long shots. So my long shot play is Max Player. Max Player at 30-1. Ricardo Santana Jr. is his jockey. He's 26 years old from Panama. And he finished third at the Belmont. So
he's right in there.
Yeah, he's there. So for a third place finish at the Belmont, being this much of a long shot, I mean, at 30-1, you can't hate those odds.
Real quick, and this is to kind of, because there's people out there who really don't know much about betting, but they have the account, they have the MyBookie account, they have this. Can you explain really quick when people say 30-1 odds or 3-5 odds?
Okay, so the 3-5 odds, you're gonna win $3 for every $5 bet that you make.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you make a $50 bet,
yeah,
50 to win 30.
Mm-hmm.
30-1 odds, you're gonna win $30 for every dollar you bet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bet $100 on the 30-1, you're gonna win $300. No, so $3,000.
Well, for every dollar you spend, it's $30. I mean, for every
yeah, so it's $3,000.
Yeah,
on a 30-1 for $100. So again, the first number is what you win. The second number is how much you have to spend to win that amount.
Exactly.
So $1 bet on that 30-1 will win you $30. $5 bet on the 3-5 will win you $3.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So you can keep going.
Last two.
You got two more bets.
Last two, the Tour Championship golf. This is for the FedEx Cup. I'm going to go with Justin Thomas at plus 600 to win the FedEx Cup. He's the world number 3 ranked golfer. He was the number 1 like 2 weeks ago, then shit the bed at the fuck, I keep forgetting the name of that major, man. The Players Championship, I want to say. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, the PGA Championship. There it is. PGA. He shit the bed, dropped down. He was the number 1. Now he's the number 3. But I feel like he comes back, has a good weekend at East Lake, and could give himself put himself in position to win the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup, which $11 million FedEx Cup.
It's a lot of money.
My second pick for this Tour Championship is a defending champion, Rory McIlroy, who already has 2 FedEx Cups, going for number 3. No one's ever won number 3. No one's ever won 3 FedEx Cups. He has 2, tied with Tiger for the most. McIlroy at plus 2,000.
Jesus.
Plus 2,000. That is an absolute gift for the defending champ.
I'll put these up right here.
You put a $20 bet on this. I mean, look at how much you're going to make.
It's insane. Like plus 2,000 for a guy who's won this twice already.
Yes.
You would think he would come in as a favorite, but at the same time, he's in a rare situation where it's never been done 3 times.
Not only that,
so I can see why the odds are like
played his best the past couple of weeks.
So he's not coming in strong, but we've seen time and time again where guys just, for some reason, they just love that course. There's something about it. There's something about that course that they just love, where they play well, and it's just their course. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. So those are my 4 picks. Tiz the Law, Max Player, favorite long shot for the Kentucky Derby, and then Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy for the PGA Championship. I mean, if one of those hits, you're winning. I mean, on the PGA ones, if you make a $10 bet, Justin Thomas, I mean, you're winning $600. With McIlroy, I mean, you're gonna win. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I mean,
well, yeah, we're not telling you.
That's what you got for listening to fucking me.
We're not telling you to bet the house on this. Where that's not smart. But
those will come later in football season. I will give you.
Or you hammer them
in. I will give you guaranteed winners.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna put that away. But those of you who are listening or watching the first episode of the Hot Corner on YouTube, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. So get used to it. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you like it. If you don't, then put a comment in there and say Tugboat. If your bets go down and they lose, blame Tugboat. blame him. And I think I'm glad that we're doing this. So I'm glad that especially football season is going to be coming around. We're definitely going to be
bro.
doing more and more.
Glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be back.
It's going to be fun.
Bring me back to the old Cerritos college days.
I know, right? But luckily we're not all weird or shy about it, even though then we still weren't. But it brings us back to when we first started. So it was fun to do this. And
I just need some Peggy Sue around.
Oh my God. That's a story to tell.
Different day.
That's a story to tell on our deathbed. We'll tell you if we ever. Yeah, definitely. That'll be in the vault for sure.
Oh man.
All right. So I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy your weekend of sports, and hopefully your bets hit, because I'm really hoping my fucking bets hit right now. So have a good one. What was that?
I said yes, sir.
Oh no. So have a good one and tune in next time.